thousands of civilians killed, injured, or missing.
The preconceived, politicized and prejudicial agenda which has been relentlessly pursued with regard to Sri Lanka. It leads us to question the OHCHR's sources as well as its motivations. Sri Lanka has consistently, with good reason, rejected previous resolutions on Sri Lanka proposed by the US, which have emanated from a politicized process and mandate, and without the consent of the country concerned. We would do so again.
UN Watch now has the floor.
Thank you, Mr. President. Today, in the form of the compelling report we have just heard and the resolution that is before us, this Council faces a singular opportunity and responsibility. Let us remember what happened in this room 5 years ago. On 26 May 2009, after Sri Lankan government forces had killed an estimated 40,000 Tamil civilians, this Council finally convened a session. Only instead of condemning Sri Lanka for its atrocities and holding perpetrators to account, this Council actually did the opposite. The resolution that ultimately went to a vote was the text sponsored and introduced by Sri Lanka itself. It was co-sponsored by China, Pakistan, Iran, Syria, and Sudan, and adopted by a vote of 29 to 12. In one paragraph after another, the 2009 resolution praised Sri Lanka. And I'm holding that resolution in front of me, Mr. President, which reaffirmed the sovereignty of Sri Lanka. It welcomed the liberation achieved by the government of Sri Lanka. It encouraged Sri Lanka. It welcomed Sri Lanka's continued engagement. And finally, summed up in Article 2, it welcomed, and I quote, the continued commitment of Sri Lanka to the promotion and protection of all human rights. Mr. President, 2 years later, the Secretary General's panel of experts urged the Council to reconsider that infamous act. Now is that chance. We need an international mechanism to investigate the atrocities that took place during that time, before and after. We need to know, the world needs to know, how Sri Lanka perpetrated large-scale and widespread shelling, causing tens of thousands of deaths. How it encouraged civilians to concentrate in no-fire zones, saying that they would seize the use of heavy weapons, how they shelled the United Nations hub, food distribution lines. We need to know the truth, Mr. President. Now is that chance. Let us all vote for this international independent investigation. Thank you.